Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hope everyone's having a blessed day. If you haven't gotten a chance to subscribe to the channel, please do so. I try and make videos like this on credit on a regular basis. And in this video, what I want to talk to you guys about is my money team. Okay, so this might be a little bit longer video because I want to go over all the credit that I have. Some of the credit cards that I have on me, some of them I won't, but you guys will understand why, because I'm going over my entire credit profile right now, and I just want to give you guys an idea of what's possible. Most of you guys know I filed a bankruptcy 2017, right? October 2017, my bankruptcy discharged. It was a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. A lot of it was due to business. And when I look at my credit profile and I talk to people about credit, I'm trying to give you guys an idea of what's possible for somebody that filed a bankruptcy. So some of you that are trying to apply for credit and just starting your journey, I'm trying to show you what's possible for 2 years, right? A 2-year plan for you. Is it the greatest? Could you do a lot better? Absolutely. If you could do better, great. But there's some foundational things that you have to put in place and start to understand before you can start, getting far ahead, right? So just getting the fundamentals, establishing the fundamentals is the most important thing. So when I first started my credit journey, there was 2 cards that I applied for that I really wanted to get. Now, they were secured credit cards. And when you're looking at secured credit cards, a lot of you guys have secured credit cards that will never graduate. And when you're first starting out, if you're going for like an Opensky or a Credit Builder secured credit card, that's great. It's never going to graduate. But the secured credit cards that I went after first were secured credit cards that were going to graduate. Okay, so the very first secured credit cards, there were 2 of them that I got. One was a Discover It, right, secured credit card. And the other was, and I'm trying to cover my numbers up, the State Department Federal Credit Union secured credit card. Now, these 2 secured credit cards, the reason why I got these 2 was because I knew that they were going to graduate, right? And when I talk about graduating, what happens is, in about 8 months, my Discover sent me my money, my deposit back. I put $400 down as a deposit, a secure deposit, and they sent me, in the 8 months, they sent my secure credit card back, and now this is an unsecured credit card, right? It's just like a typical regular unsecured credit card. It graduated. Now, the one thing I like about the Discover It is, regardless whether you ask for a limit increase or not, chances are if you're using your credit properly, Discover will give you credit limit increases regardless. They do soft pulls and they give you credit limit increases as you go. So in about 10 months, this graduated. It is now a $2,500 unsecured credit card, okay? And it's still, like I said, I'm still building it up, still working on building it, but that's my Discover It. The State Department Federal Credit Union secured credit card, the reason why I got this one is because usually the State Department Federal Credit Union, not only will it graduate, but it has really good interest terms for you. So the interest aren't as high as your typical secured credit cards. Like if you go to Opensky, Discover, whoever, they're like in the 20s. The State Department Federal Credit Union, they gave me a secure credit card that was in, I think it was like 13%. And that's why I chose the State Department Federal Credit Union secure credit card. Now, the State Department Federal Credit Union card graduated in about a year. Okay, so in about a year, they sent me my deposit back. I believe my deposit was $400. They sent me my deposit back. They sent me my deposit back, and it became an unsecured credit card. And now, just recently, if you guys go into the community of my YouTube channel, there's a page where you can look at my most recent community post is on the situation that happened between State Department Federal Credit Union. Go over it real briefly with you. So I've been trying to get them to increase that credit limit. Like every 6 months, I'm always applying to get them to increase it. And they never would. They would always tell me, oh, you got to apply, you got to apply. And I didn't want to apply for another credit card and get another hard pull for a State Department Federal Credit Union card that I already got, right? It just wasn't worth it for me to, to get that another inquiry on my credit report. So what I did was I said, okay, forget it. I'm not going to do it. But I did explain to them. I said, the reason why there's no activity on the card is because all my credit cards are higher limit credit cards. Yours is the lowest limit credit card in my wallet. And if I use it, it's going to mess up my utilization rate, right? And I was just trying to show them that I understood how credit works. Well, they didn't really care about that. And they said, okay, well, whatever, right? We got off the phone. About a week later, believe it or not, I got a letter in the mail that said that I got a limit increase of to $900. So it went from a $400 secured credit card to a $900 unsecured credit card, right? So the State Department Federal Credit Union, I'm not going to say it's a bad card, but it's a card that you know that you're just starting out and you're building with. And is your relationship going to be stronger with other companies? Possibly. But I wanted to go over it with you guys and share something with you guys that may help you guys going forward. So always look for those secure credit cards that are going to graduate and become unsecured credit cards. Now, there's two cards that I don't have on me, is the MyJewelers and the New Coast Direct, right? Those were two accounts that I started because I'm still in the foundation phase, right? This is still the foundation phase. The MyJewelers reports to TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. There was a $5,000 limit. If you apply for that card, it's real easy to apply for. You get a $5,000 limit with that card. And all you do, it's a $99 membership, right? It's a $99 membership per year, right? Per year you pay, like if you pay $99 for the first year, next year you're going to have to pay $99 as well. Now, when you go and purchase something from MyJewelers, you don't have to purchase anything real expensive. All you're trying to do is get something for about 120 bucks. I believe it has to be over 100 bucks for it to report to TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. So you're just trying to get something for like 120 bucks. You're going to pay your $99 membership fee. Then you're going to pay 50% of that item up front, right? So it's going to be like $60. So you might be at a 160, right? For that initial jump into MyJewelers, and you're going to get a $5,000 trade line on your credit report. Don't worry about the interest rate. Don't worry about the fees. You have to look at it as you have to start building credit, and it's going to cost you a little bit of money, right? And that's the way I want you guys to look at it. So MyJewelers gave me a $5,000 credit line. What did I get from MyJewelers? I got this watch that you guys always see me on these videos with. Still works, still tells the time, and I use it all the time, right? So I got me a little $120 watch, and I paid it off over 2 or 3 months, and they gave me a $5,000 limit. Now, once I paid the watch off, I don't have to keep making payments with MyJewelers, right? I don't have to go and get something else. They're going to keep reporting that $5,000 trade line until the next year. Now, once the next year happens, you're going to have to pay that membership fee again, right? That $99 membership fee. And the same thing with New Coast Direct. I believe with New Coast Direct, I bought a little speaker box for my truck, right? It was a little bitty speaker box that I can listen to YouTube channel when I lay in the bunk, right? So it wasn't nothing extravagant, another $120, but it's the same thing. The only difference between MyJewelers and New Coast Direct is MyJewelers reports all three. New Coast Direct only reports to TransUnion and Equifax. It doesn't report to Experian. Okay, so that's the only two. It has the $99 membership fee. You have to pay $100, $120. I think it's $120 in order for them to report to the two. It's real easy to apply for, real easy to get. Only difference is New Coast Direct, they have a lot of products on there that are really, really expensive. Don't do it. Don't get caught up in that game. Get you something really cheap, and that's it. Don't go get you a housing alarm system that's going to cost you $4,000 or $5,000. They have it on there, but I wouldn't recommend you use that for that, right? So that's those two accounts. So I had the 2 secure credit cards. I had the MyJewelers New Coast Direct. The very next thing that I did was I got the SelfLender account that most of you guys know about, right? So the SelfLender, I got the most expensive one was SelfLender. They kind of re-changed everything. I'm still calling it SelfLender, but now they changed themselves to Self. It's an excellent company. I'm going to be doing another review on that company real shortly, because the review I did on SelfLender is outdated. They actually revamped their company. They have a secure credit card that goes along with their account now. So you could kill two birds with one stone. So if you're looking to get a secure credit card and you can't get the Discover It State Department Federal Credit Union, one way you might be able to do it is just get a SelfLender account and get the secured attached to it. It's a great company to start with. So I got those accounts starting out. So the 4 accounts, the 2 secured, MyJewelers, New Coast Direct, and SelfLender. Now, I knew I was on my way at that point, right? I knew I was on the way at that point. And my credit score started jumping. I think within 90 days, I got to like 650. And that's what I call your foundation, right? If you're looking to start building credit, that's what I call your foundation, right? Just those 4 items. Once you got those 4 items together, you can start building on that. So the very next thing that I did was I went to Navy Federal Credit Union and I said, hey, look, I'm trying to apply for a car loan. Can you guys help me? They ran my credit. It took about, it wasn't even 5 minutes. It was about 2 minutes. And they gave me an approval for, I want to say it was between $13,000, $15,000 for 13%. No, excuse me. It was a 7% interest rate, really low interest rate. And let me think, it was 5-year term. And when you're trying to purchase a vehicle, having that money when you go negotiate for your vehicle just puts you that much further ahead of somebody that's going to the dealership, asking the dealership to finance them, right? Because soon as you start negotiating from a position of weakness, you lose the negotiation, right? The person that negotiates from power is the one that wins the negotiation 100% of the time. It's never a loss for the person in power, right? If you have the money in hand when you go to the dealership, you're going to win negotiation. When I went to the dealership, I told them specifically, this is the car I want. This is how much I want to pay. Can we do it? Can we not? And, you know, not to make this a long story, but what happened was once they said no to me, no, we can't do that price, I got up and I was starting to walk out. They went and got the guy behind the curtain. You know, now all of a sudden this guy comes out and he's the one that, oh, I could get anything put through. Why didn't I talk to you in the very first place, right? And once you start understanding that to negotiate from the position of power, it changes things. And being able to walk into your dealership with your check, and it doesn't have to be Navy Federal Credit Union. It could be from your local bank. You're just in a better position. So I had those accounts. I got the Navy Federal loan for auto loan. The very next card, I ended up applying with Navy Federal Credit Union for the American Express, excuse me, the Navy Federal American Express card, right? I want to make sure I don't have any numbers, right? So this is the Navy American Express, right? It's backed by Navy Federal Credit Union. Most of you guys know I did the unboxing with it. Most of you guys that watch this channel already know about this card. It's $25,000 limit. I believe it's a 13% interest rate. It's a great interest rate. What happened was I kept running into a situation where this card was, because it was an American Express, a lot of people wouldn't do business with me, right? And I'm trying to get to the card that I'm looking for right now. But a lot of people wouldn't do business with me. So what I did was I contacted Navy Federal Credit Union. I told them, I said, hey, look, here's my situation. I have a $25,000 limit, but a lot of people don't accept American Express. What I would like is a Visa. Can I transfer my American Express to a Visa? And they said, no, you're going to have to reapply. And I was like, oh, okay, I didn't really want to reapply, but okay. So I reapplied hoping that I would get another $25,000. And what I did get was a $7,500 Visa with Navy Federal Credit Union. So I still got my $25,000 Navy Federal American Express, but now I got a Visa with Navy Federal for $7,500. Okay, so I still had that card. And then what happened was, as I was going through, I was getting a lot of people that were asking me questions about what could they apply for a card that they burned previously, right? So if what I mean by that is in credit world, burning a company is like if you didn't like it charged off, or if you filed them in bankruptcy, can you reapply with them like a year or two down the road? And I would say yes, but I was getting so many people asking me a question. And a lot of times that's how I make my videos. I make videos on, if I'm getting a lot of questions, that means there's a lot of people inquiring about that situation. And I got so many people asking me about that situation that I said, okay, I'm going to make a video of it. And what I did was I applied for that card online, right? I actually did it live with you guys, applied for it, got my approval. They gave me a $3,000 limit, I believe it was at the time. And since then, they gave me another $1,000 increase. So that's the Capital One, right? The Capital One card that I got the $3,000 approval. Now, I burned Capital One in my Chapter 7 bankruptcy. They gave me a $3,000 credit card. Plus, what they did was they gave me an increase of $1,000. So now this card is $4,000 unsecured credit card. All right, so I don't have any secured credit cards. They're all unsecured cards now. Now, these two cards, I don't really recommend people going out getting these cards. These are just store cards. I guess you can kind of say that MyJewelers and New Coast Direct are store cards also, and that's great. But these cards are, let me make sure. I got a Home Depot card. I do a lot of work on my truck, and so I wanted to get some tools. I got a drill, stuff like that. I got the card. It gave me a discount on the tools, right? That's one thing. Once you got good credit, you can start using your credit when you want to get good discounts. If the discount is healthy enough, and you know how you get up, well, if you apply for a credit card, we'll give you a X amount of discount. Well, it was a healthy discount that they gave me, so I applied for it. I was like, I'll do it. You know, for that, I'll do it. And the other one was Amazon.com. Amazon, most of you guys don't know, Amazon has they have their own credit card. And I applied for this because I just wanted to start building credit. I mean, it was time for me to build credit. And I said, okay, I'm going to try and get an Amazon card. I ended up getting that card. And this one, okay, so I guess I didn't tell you the balance on this one. The Home Depot card is $2,500 and the Amazon is $1,500. So I have a $1,500 Amazon and a $2,500 Home Depot card, right? So if I ever need to get tools or what have you, I'll use my credit card if I have to, you know, just to keep it open, right? So that's pretty much my personal credit right now, right? That's pretty much my credit right now, personal. Now, I'm going to go into some of my business stuff so that you guys can get an understand of what I'm doing business-wise, right? And so it's really important so that you stick with me, because when you're in a situation where you have bad credit, there are times where you have to partner up with somebody to start building your credit. And if you have a partner that you could partner up with, somebody that has good credit, they could propel your business credit, right? And you there's going to be some yahoos go, well, Kenny, that's not your credit. Well, even if I apply for the credit anyway, right, and it's just solely in my name, it's not really my credit. It's my business's credit. So I look at it as, regardless of how you guys want to look at the situation, this is my business credit. And these are for those of you that are trucking or thinking about establishing business credit. And there's going to be some things that could help you understand why business credit is so important. Yes, I have the EIN. Yes, I have the federal tax ID number. Yes, I have same thing. But yes, I have the DUNS number, my website, a virtual office attached to my business. I have all these things for my business checking, but I want to show you guys that you can still get credit even with bad credit. Okay, so what do I want to start with? Okay, so I want you guys to understand one of the benefits of having business credit over personal credit is that when you have business credit and you use the credit for business, you know how you have to stay under a 7% utilization rate so it doesn't affect your credit score so much? Business credit isn't like that. You can max out your business credit and it doesn't affect your personal as long as you don't default on the card, right? And there's only one card that I have where when I use it, when I use this card, it affects my personal. As you can see, this is the Business Sparks Capital One credit card. As you can see, the sticker's still on it. I don't use it because I don't like the fact that whenever I use this card, it affects personal credit, right? And I don't want my personal credit affected in any kind of way, right? For my business. So I don't really use this card, but this card is a $15,000 limit. Okay, now that's another thing I want you guys to understand. With business credit, they give you higher limits than personal credit. You're going to see my business credit cards are a lot higher limit than your personal. So I have a $15,000 Sparks Business Capital One card, which, like I said, I don't even use that card that much. Now, the Chase Ink, like I said, this card, when I use this card, this for my business, this is business credit as well. This is in my trucking company. When I use this card, it doesn't affect my credit score. Okay, it's a $15,000 limit. It's a Chase Ink business credit card. And another great thing about business credit cards is they have terms where you could have interest free for like 0% interest, 18 to 24 months. So when you're talking about business and you can use capital, right? 18 to 24 months free. That's huge, right? That's huge. So that's another thing that I like about business credit cards from personal. They'll give you a whole bunch of rewards. Business, you get those rewards, but I would say the biggest benefit is the utilization rate doesn't affect your credit score, and the interest rate, the 0%, 18 to 24 months is just ridiculous. Those are those two cards that I have right now. Another card that I have, this is the Titan Fuel card, right? Now, this Titan Fuel card is a $2,500 limit. It's a net 7 account. Sometimes in business, you have accounts that are net 30, net 10, net 15, net 60, net 90. This is a net 7. Usually your fuel cards, only truckers is probably going to take heed to this. The reason why I like the Titan Fuel card is because it's 14 cents at Flying J, and it's 3% or 3 times the points that you would normally get with most fuel cards, right? And that's what I really like about this card is those points. It's amazing because just one fill up can buy you lunch, whereas it would usually take 2 or 3 fill ups to get you lunch. With this Titan Fuel card, I can get lunch with one fill up, right? And I just love the fuel card, right? So I just wanted to share that with you guys so that you guys are, that are in trucking. If you're thinking about getting a fuel card, the Titan, the Titan Fuel card, I believe it's through RTS. Excuse me, it's through RTS, and 14 cents off at the pump, off the cash price, and it's a great fuel card to have. Now, because I had a great relationship with Navy Federal Credit Union already, I ended up applying with Navy Federal Credit Union to get their business card, right? So their business card is, right? So this is in my truck. All these business cards are in my trucking name, right? So this card is another $7,000 for business. That's attached to the business account. So if I ever overdraft or anything, they could use business, but that's not a problem because we keep enough cash in our trucking account that we don't have to worry about it. So I have the Navy Federal Business as well, right? And like I always tell you guys, establish relationships with banks. And once you start establishing that relationship, you can start getting several different products with that bank. And it just helps you that much easier, that much more, right? Because once you establish the relationship, it's like they know you. They know your spending habits. They know how you handle money. And they're more likely to extend you credit than somebody that doesn't know you at all, right? And you're just off the street and saying, hey, I want to get a loan. So establish those relationships with companies that you know you could do business with, personal, get a mortgage, you can get an auto loan, and it just makes it that much easier. Okay, so that one was the Navy Federal Credit Union Business Visa card, right? So that was a Visa card. This one is the Bank of America. I don't think I got any numbers on there. This is also in my trucking name, right? It's a MasterCard. And this one is $15,000. And just like all my other cards, if I use it, it doesn't affect my personal credit score. It was a 0% interest. I believe it was for 24 months. Plus, they gave me a lot of reward points, right? You get a lot of reward points when you're doing business credit. And I'm trying not to make this a long video, so I'm just going to rush over this last part. But I saved my best card for last, which is the American Express. This is the Business Plus American Express, right? So the reason why I like that card so much is because the relationship that I'm establishing with American Express. The only thing that I put on this credit card is my insurance every month, month in, month out. My insurance for my truck, I should say, right? My insurance for my truck and trailer is like $1,000 a month. It comes out like $1,100 a month. And I put that on the credit card every month and I pay it off. Pay my insurance and then I pay the card off. I wait like 10 days. I wait 10 days. And then on the 10th day, I pay that card off. And I've been doing that now for, about a year and a half. And what happens is they kept increasing that credit. Now, I started out with 2,500, I believe it is, 2,000, somewhere around there. But they kept giving me these increases every month. Right now, that card is up to $10,000, right? I have a $10,000 credit card, but it's not just that it's $10,000, it's $10,000 and they keep increasing. And I would presume that it's just going to keep increasing. And I'm probably going to apply for the platinum, the gold card going forward. But I've been happy with this card. There's no reason for me to get the gold and the platinum right now in the business except to build credit, right? And so that's my situation. And I want you guys to understand that building credit is a journey. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's nothing to get discouraged about. It's nothing to, oh, well, this person's getting, has this credit score and it's keeping up the Joneses. It's none of that. It's your own personal situation. Your credit score is your fingerprint, your credit fingerprint. Everybody's is different. Everybody's going to have a different journey. So if you've been doing this now for 2 years and you're not at where I'm at, it's okay. Just stick to it. Keep applying for credit. Every 3 to 4 months, you guys should be applying for new credit, right? If you're past the foundation phase. And you should be asking your credit card companies at least once a year for a credit limit increase. So if you're not doing those things, your credit is not going to build. So, I would say every June, right? Every June 1st, apply for credit. Every December 1st, apply for credit. Or January 1st, apply for credit. So June and January 1st, just put it on your calendar. Hey, we're calling all our credit cards up and we're asking for credit limit increases. At the very least, right? At the very least, you should be doing that. Some credit cards will give you limit increases whether you apply for it or not. It just really depends on your situation. But I wanted to make this video for you guys to give you guys hope, to give you guys an idea that anything is possible, that if a guy with a Chapter 7 bankruptcy on his credit report that's in the 500s can build his credit to the point where he's in the 700s and he's constantly building credit for his business and his personal can do it, then you can do it too, right? This is not a pat Kenny on the back video. This is kick you in the butt. Come on, let's go, video. All right. And that's what this is about. This isn't about me. This is about you. This is me trying to motivate you to say, come on, let's go. Let's start building this credit. I still get people calling me up as, hey, you know, I'm in the 300s. Will it work? Yes, it will work. I don't care where your credit score is. I can help you, right? If you stick to the plan, don't call me up asking me about, you know, I got the super duper Wood Chase credit card. Do you think I'm thinking about applying for it? I'm going to tell you, I don't know about the card. Even if I do know about the card, my answer to you guys a lot of times when I'm telling you I don't know, it's not that I don't know. I don't want to talk about it, right? That's something completely different from the blueprint that I'm giving you guys. You're watching other channels and they're telling you, oh, go apply for the green tree credit card, you know, and then you guys get shiny object syndrome, and then you guys start applying, you know, for all these different credit cards and Ox Publishing, Hutton Chase, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, it's counterproductive. It's counterproductive at some point. Why are you getting a $200 limit from Hutton Chase? Do you really want a $200 limit on your? You can use that for other things, but you guys get the shiny object syndrome and you listen to other people, which is great. Don't just listen to me, listen to others. But when you come to me, you better come correct, because I'm gonna ask you, why are you applying for that? And if you tell me, oh, I was listening to another YouTuber and he told me to apply for it, what are we doing on the phone? Call him up, right? And I think that's fair. If you're gonna listen to me and I'm sitting here engaging and having a conversation with you, you gotta heed the word. You gotta understand that I'm really trying to genuinely help you. And once you guys understand that and start seeing your credit score really jump, you know, 100 points here, you know, 50 points here, 40 points here, you guys are going to go, oh, okay, Kenny, it's the real deal. Should have listened to you a long time ago. And I get that all the time. So if you guys are listening to this channel, you guys like this video, you like this type of content, give me a thumbs up. Let me know I'm headed in the right direction. If you guys stayed this long, I appreciate your time. I know I make long videos sometimes, but I want to give you guys encouragement. I want to help you guys get to the next level. And I'm not going to go any further. You guys have a blessed day. I'm going to catch you guys on the next video. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.